All right, I'm here. I know I'm late. Shit. Yeah, I just woke up late, and then it took me too long to get situated. I thought I was gonna wake up, but it turned out I wasn't gonna wake up. So, anyways, welcome back to the B.Y.O.H podcast, the B.O.H cast. We're back. I hope everyone's had a good week, having a good weekend. If you watched the last episode, thank you for that. I appreciate the support. I almost didn't. I had to commit. To this. But I'm here and I'm back. And I get to talk to you guys about the week and the world. I took a few notes. Not too many, but I had, guys, just to jump right into it, I crashed out last week. I crashed the fuck out. It was last Tuesday. Yeah, it was last Tuesday. Because for people who don't know, I work in a hospital and I work nights. I work 12-hour night shifts from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And I was awake all day. So Monday, I worked Monday night into Tuesday morning. But I was awake at 7 a.m. on Monday because my cat is fed at 7 in the morning. And he insists on being fed at 7 in the morning. So this little fat bastard comes into my room every morning, sometimes at 6. He gets a little greedy. He tries to wake me up early. Comes in my room and he meows at me and he jumps on me and he wakes me up at 7 in the morning to get his damn breakfast. All right, fine, whatever. So I fed him and I couldn't fall back to sleep. I wasn't tired. I was just awake. I was naturally awake. So, I went about my day. I went to work at 7 o'clock. And I worked all night until 7 a.m. I didn't get a nap at work. And I got home around 8 a.m. So I'm already up for 24 hours. I'm like, shit. All right, fine. And I had to go to work the next night, Tuesday night. So I was like, all right, I'll watch a little bit of YouTube, decompress from work, get a little something to eat. And then I'll be good. I'll get a nap in before I go back to work. As soon as I'm about to go down to sleep, the Wi-Fi shuts off. So I'm just like, what the fuck? Everything's paid. I don't know why the Wi-Fi's not off. And so I text my brother. He's at work. The account's in his name, so he has the ability to reset the router and shit. So we're on the phone trying to go back and forth, be like, hey, what's going on with it's like what the Wi-Fi is acting up. He's trying to reset it. I'm resetting it on my end, just going back and forth. By this point, it's already like 11 o'clock. And it's just ugh, it just wasn't. I was kind of ready to just toss it, just call it quits. But we're figuring it out. It's like, all right, we reset it, we unplugged, replugged, all the typical fixins and stuff. And then it's just like, shit, well, we don't know what's going on. So he's like, all right, I'm talking with Verizon, and we might have to send someone out to take a look at it. I'm like, fuck, okay. And I'm the only one in the house right now. So if they're going to send someone in, I have to be awake and I have to be here. At that point, it's already like 12 o'clock, 12:30. And it's like, shit. And it's just like, we're still trying. He's on there with the support. They're like, oh, you try this, you try that. And if you ever tried to call support for anything, it's always just unplug it, plug it back in, or hold the reset button for 20 seconds. And it's like, it's just not helpful. And so it's like, so he's on the phone. They have him on hold to see when they're going to send a tech out. 1 o'clock hits and I'm like, fuck. And I usually leave my house. The latest I can call out of work is 5 o'clock because I have to be there at 7. It gives them a 2-hour buffer to find coverage, whatever. And he says to me, he's like, I think they hung up on me because I was on hold too long. And I'm like, oh, fucking course. And at that point, it's like 2 o'clock. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I call my work. I'm like, I'm not coming in. I'm not coming in. I can't. There's too much going on in the house right now. And I'm the only one here. I can't do it. Because my brother doesn't get home till like 6:30 at the earliest, 7 o'clock. So there will be a brief period of time where there'll be no one in the house. And if that's when people want to show up, no. So I'm going through trying everything. It's just not that. It just wasn't working. And then I'm just like, all right, you know what? As I'm setting up like the little area, the little corner where the router and the ONT box is. And I'm like, all right, you know what? If they show up today, let me start like tidying up the area and make it so like they can walk in and be like, all right, it's here. So they can just do what they got to do and get out. I don't have to like adjust the area while they're here because that's just embarrassing. What if something's heavy and I can't move it? Not that there is, but. And so as I'm in the process, sorry. And so as I'm in the process of doing that, I'm realizing that there's just a lot of stuff here that isn't ours. It doesn't belong to me or my brothers. Because we had a roommate who just recently moved out. And I'm just noticing that as I'm cleaning, there's just a bunch of leftover shit from when they were here. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I, at this point, it was like 2 o'clock. So I've been awake for over 24 hours, 7 to 2. It's like almost like 36 hours. And so I'm just like, this is fucking, I was mad. Like Zen gets a little cranky when he's tired. And I was rage cleaning the fucking living room. I'm just like, I don't like this. It just pissed me off so much. And I'm just grabbing everything. I'm just getting rid of shit, moving stuff around. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. And I'm just like, oh my God. There's just so much shit in the way. Everything looks so put together now. I'm like, this is fucking dumb. I'm texting people like, hey, do you want this? Do you want this? Or I'm tossing it. Do you want this? Or I'm tossing it. Yeah, I called my mom. I was like, hey, Mom, there's some stuff here. She's like, do you want it? Or else I'm tossing it. So she called me. She's like, what the hell's going on? I tell her the whole thing, and I'm just going there. I was like, I'm fucking sick of it. All this dumb, stupid is just all in the way, and all this fucking bullshit, and we're dealing with this, and I haven't been to sleep yet, so I'm a little cranky. And she's just laughing at me. And I'm like, listen, I know I need a nap, okay? I know I need a nap. I'm pacing the house while I'm on the phone just ranting about fucking everything. Oh my goodness. It was a time. It was a time. And it got to the point of like, there was no way I was going to work. No way I was going to work. By the time I would have went in, it would have been like 36 hours of no sleep, to be up all night again and dealing with some of these patients, and they just needy as hell. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. It was a good team, so I would have been in good company, but there's just no way. I was not doing that to myself. Especially if the night dragged, like 12-hour shifts, they can either fly by or they can feel like a whole day. And like, God, I was not taking that chance. Absolutely not. I felt a little bad, but I'm like, no. And that was just Monday and Tuesday. That shit was insane. So, started the week with a wonderful crash out. That was fun. And then Thursday night, I did a 16-hour shift. I picked up 4 hours, so I came in at 3 o'clock instead of 7. Which, it wasn't bad. I just needed the extra hours. But the night itself kind of dragged, and that sucked. I didn't appreciate that at all. But all in all, it was a time. It was a goddamn time. But honestly, aside from those 2 points, the shifts wasn't too bad. The week wasn't too bad. It was chill. It was chill. We're doing numbers with the shorts. The shorts are doing really well, and I'm really happy about that. So I thank you guys for all of that. I really appreciate it. Cause goddamn, the shorts are doing great. I should probably put those on TikTok as well. I don't think I did, but oh nope, I did. It's not doing numbers. YouTube's where it's at. Hello, YouTube. And there's a lot that I still want to do. I want to commit to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday plan. But I was trying to stream Saturday, and I streamed a little bit with Soul. You guys will see that. I think tomorrow. I'll have that up by tomorrow. We played Fate Trigger, which is like a playtest for a new BR game. It went about as well as you could expect it to, but it was fine. It's always cool to hang out with Soul. We're chilling. I have a lot of stuff that I like. Not a lot of stuff I want to do, but it's mostly just like in my brain. You know, when you make plans in your brain, but they're not really fleshed out. They're kind of just like, oh, I'd like to do that. That's kind of where I am with a lot of things. I need to finish Expedition 33. That's something that's on my agenda, because I like the game. It's fun to play. I like the story, the characters. It's all great. I was kind of spoiled on the ending already, but it's fine. I still want to experience it, and I'm so far into the story already on the channel, and my mom's invested in it, so I gotta finish the game for Mom. I gotta finish my Spider-Man playthrough, my Spider-thon. So for people who are new to the channel, every year, as of late, every year I want to do a playthrough of the 3 Spider-Man games, like Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Marvel Spider-Man 2, because they're just great games. I just love them so much. And while I do have my criticisms of each, obviously, they're still fantastic games with great stories that make me feel things. Like, I just finished the Miles Morales game maybe a few weeks ago, and the ending still had me like tearing up, and I'm like, why? I think I even said on screen, I'm like, why am I crying? I played this like 7 times. But those of you who don't know, I'm a huge Spider-Man advocate. Spider-Man's the GOAT. So that's gonna be... Oh, I'm dropping stuff. Sorry, I'm messing around with shit on my desk while I'm talking with you guys, because my hands are just free. Yeah, but that's all I really have for stream plans. I know I want to play more with like friends, but it's a matter of like finding the time with everything, and everyone just has so much stuff going on in their own life, and I feel bad. I need to hit the lottery so that I can just set up the homies, you know? I need to hit a couple million just to get, you know, me and the gang, me and the guild homies, just perfect setups and just handle everything we need to handle. You know, we'll become a successful gamer group, unlike B.O.H. Yes, I'm throwing shade because fuck y'all for treating your talent as you did. Like, you are nothing without your talent, and like your talent has the ability to be independent. Like sure, they work for you, and you may have contributed to like where they are now, in the sense of like you provided them the resources to like develop their character, brand, whatever. But at the end of the day, they're called the talent for a reason, because they are what the people are there to see. So if they leave, if it's on mutual terms or whatever, that's fine. You take the hit from losing talent, but your credibility is still there. But when you're just objectively not holding up your end of the deal and not paying and not providing the services that you're supposed to provide, when they leave, you're fucked. And they can still go out and do their own thing. Granted, obviously things will be harder for them as an independent when it comes to certain aspects of branding, maybe, I don't know, but to have to do everything yourself. But I mean, when they let y'all do it, you weren't doing it anyway, so maybe they'll find more success. Because I think there were some VTubers who were like, they had merch that fans were buying and it just never got put out. So it's like, okay, I don't understand how you're gonna not pay your talent and not provide the services that people are actively paying for, and then sit there and be like, oh, I didn't know that was going on. Like, how do you not know? You're just lazy. You're just lazy. So it's like, I don't know what you thought this was. Especially when you see all these other companies go under because of the dumb shit they do. You would think that would want you to like get it together, because when you see someone fall, you're like, oh, it can happen to anybody. But no, the arrogance just got to head. It's like, oh, well, I'm not them. I'm better. So, whatever. Speaking of lotteries, there was that idiot who he won the lottery and then he went to Florida and got drunk and arrested at like a casino. That was funny. It's just him and his girlfriend, I guess, or girl he was with at the time. He just got drunk and got into a fight in a Florida casino. And yeah, it was great. He won like 140 mil. And the first thing he does is get drunk and arrested. That pisses me off. That pisses me off. It's always the losers who freaking who don't deserve, won't do good with, that win these things. I'm like, you motherfucker. It makes me want to play the Powerball. Makes me want to play just for the chance, whenever I have like that free, like just that possibility, that outlet, whenever I have like a little bit of extra money in my pocket. But yeah, I don't know, man. Shit's insane. How dare you? Who do you think you are? But oh god, I got all hiccups. Sorry, I'm drinking a Monster. I'm trying to keep myself awake. But onto some weirder. Oh, sorry, I gotta stretch. Weirder news. I don't know if you guys saw the clip of that person who was at the convention and they were like freaking out because they couldn't meet their voice actor, and they were just like super freaking out about it. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed because it seemed funny to me, because I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? If you wanted to see the voice actor for Tanjiro, Zach Aguilar, they wanted to see him, and security was just like, hey, no, you're not gonna see him. And they're just freaking out, and all the people in the chat were like, oh, just like, oh, autistic person, like this person's autistic, they don't understand the boundaries. And I'm like, I'm watching the video and they're just like, oh, I it's just, it got to the point of, I don't think the person's autistic. I just think they're parasocial and socially awkward. Cause they're just like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna lose him. I'm scared, I'm shaking. And I'm like, that doesn't it didn't look like autism. And I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form, but it's just like it just looked like someone who put all their eggs in one basket, and it's a parasocial obsession with somebody, because they had like the Demon Slayer, you know, all the Demon Slayer merch, and it's just like it didn't scream autism to me. It's just like, you're a stalker, and her dad supposedly you've been stalking him from like convention to convention just to like try to see him or whatever. And it's like, it was really uncomfortable. Like, again, I mean, on first sight, I watched it, I laughed, 'cause I'm like, this is ridiculous. But as I keep watching, I'm like, and people saying, oh, they're autistic, I was like, that doesn't look like autism. Okay, they say like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna lose him. Like, no, that's parasocial. And I've seen many instances, like online and offline, of like autism and autistic tendencies, and I'm like, that doesn't, she's probably antisocial, probably doesn't have a lot of people that they relate to, but to me it did not look like autism. I think that person is just really, really, really obsessed, and they latched on to Mr. Aguilar. They latched on to Tanjiro as a character for whatever reason. All we know is that one clip. But, and they were speaking very well, like, to other people. Like, and this could just be like the dramatization of like autistic tendencies and autism in public. That's like, they were talking to like the security, they were responding to the security in a way that someone who can't handle rejection would, not someone who doesn't understand what you're saying, if that makes sense. Because it's like, they just weren't, how do I say this? It didn't seem like they didn't understand what they were saying because of autism. It was because of, like, they're just obsessed, and they're like, what do you mean I can't be with this person? Let me just let me see if I can find a, nope. I want to see if I can find a clip just to like show you guys what I mean. Oh, wait. Okay, so this is, okay. I don't know if it's gonna get, all right, let me, let me just turn up opera a little bit. Okay. And put the lo-fi down. Yeah, it's like that. This just looks like some type of obsession. Let's put the gain up a bit more. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I don't use opera on this a lot, so what if I just, right. So there's like trying to like make an excuse and find a way to like get through this. Like that means you're aware that that means that you are aware that what you're doing is like not okay because you're like making excuses and you're trying to find a workaround to do it. And you're like, oh, let me call my pop. And then, oh, I'm not going to call my pop. By the way, it was actually my pop, not me. So I'm okay to be here. Like someone who would have autism, in my opinion, wouldn't try to find an excuse. Instead, I feel they just wouldn't understand that what they're doing is wrong, right? So there would be no reason to make an excuse because they feel they're not wrong. But this person's trying to make an excuse so they're able to go see him. That's how I see it. Again, if I'm misrepresenting like a different facet of autism, because I know there's a whole spectrum of it, definitely let me know. But that's how I feel about it. Yeah, it just gives the energy of someone who like watches a little too much anime and they incorporate it into their like physical demeanor. Because I've seen people who've done it. You know those people who like Naruto run? Like that's an actual thing that people do. Like, you know, we always see the cringe compilations of like, oh, you met an anime girl, and they, you know, they do all the little like hand gestures and the oh well I think and the you know, like that's a legit, like those jokes exist because people actually do that. So I think this is just someone who's a little too into anime and they're just incorporating that like those anime gestures into, you know, their daily activities, and it just comes off as cringe because it's animated and this is real life. Yeah, and you got all the stuff. It's weird. It's weird. I also don't think it's possible that they could have a privacy screen on their phone, but I don't think that they actually called anybody here. I think they just tapped on their phone. It could be a privacy screen because I didn't see it light up, but I don't know. It was. I don't think that they're like calling anybody because they started to dial earlier and they finished dialing here. I don't know. And that I'm afraid I might lose him. That is this girl right here. That's my face. She's just like, But again, the whole like, oh, I'm gonna lose. Like that's not. That's obsession. That's like distorted reality. Like, do you think that things are presenting themselves in a different way? You're not shaking, but you can feel like you're shaking without actually shaking. You know, that's fine. Yeah. So again, I don't think. Oh God. I don't think it was um because they're autistic. I think they're just a little too into anime. It might be their only outlet in life. And I hope that they realize that boundary. And Zach Aguilar he's a younger guy. Well, I only say that because the voice actors that I know and like are all, you know, older. You know, like Sean Schemmel, voice actors for Goku, Naruto, all those people. I'm just used to like the voice actors that I know I grew up with, so they're older than me. Yeah, Zach Edgar, like he's 27. Damn, he's younger than me. Man, he's out here doing work. All right, Zach A. But yeah, he's all right. I haven't seen Demon Slayer in English, but go for it. He also did Genos in One Punch, so he has a list, which is great. But yeah, I think that just proves like the parasocial lack of boundary that happens when people are able to like meet their idols, or not meet their idols, but meet like people that they really really look up to when it comes to like a voice actor or an actor. You're just like, wow, I love this character, I relate to this character, and then you find out that you can have to go see this character in, you know, whatever capacity. It's like, you know, you're just like, oh my god, I get to go see them, and this person really really gets me because of how they're written. And then there's just those blurred lines of all of that, and I think it gets as funny as it can be, because off rip you're just like, this person's freaking out over nothing. It can also be extremely dangerous, because there have been several moments of fans attacking, stalking, and worse, to celebrities, icons, people that they look up to. So they have to take these things very seriously, and it's just bad. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because it was just on my mind, and I just keep seeing it now and then. I'm just like, do you see this? Did you see this? You hear about this? But yeah, the audience don't realize that the barrier is there, and then some people just take it way too far, and they're just assholes and terrible people. What was I talking about? And there was, oh god, sorry. I had something I came up with. I didn't come up with it. Oh no, something that came across my feed was the whole I don't know if you guys are familiar with the content creator Raven, the Raven Alternative, but basically she's been getting a lot of hate and flack, and just to put it lightly, from the audience, because people are just discussing pieces of shit. And to give a quick synopsis of it, she made a dark humor joke about having a miscarriage, and the joke was that like she had a miscarriage, and she was happy at the fact that she had the miscarriage. However, stay with me, she was happy because the doctors told her that there was a significantly less than like 1% chance that she would ever even conceive and like get pregnant. So it's like she says like 1 in a trillion, 1 in 5 trillion. It was an extremely low chance that she could ever get pregnant. So in light of like having the miscarriage, she's like, it means that I beat the odds and I was able to get pregnant. Even though I like lost it, I was still able to get pregnant. So I see it as a win. And you know, she posted like that, and she was, you know, she kind of spoke on it as like a joke, you know, a lighthearted like, yay, you know, like it was like a cringe, like, oh, what the F type moment. And the fucking community was just super just disgusting about it, from the points of like, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself for you know, joking about that, to, you know, the disgusting little fucking vermin who were just like, oh, you know, you deserved it, you know, it should have been you and the kid, and death threats and just all this nasty stuff, to the point where they doxed her, like name and address just doxed, because she made a dark joke. And it's just like, when did comedy become illegal, you know? And that's just really fucked up. Like, someone made a joke in light of their situation, their own personal situation. And she even said it was a matter of like, it sucks. It's terrible. And as obviously, as a man, I'm not going to experience these things, but I can understand the making light of a bad situation. And the fact that she was even able to get pregnant is in itself a miracle. So when it didn't follow through, like, yes, it's terrible. Obviously it's terrible. But it's just like, but it happened. There's some semblance of hope. But for y'all motherfuckers to just be the fucking degenerates, losers, fucking keyboard warriors behind the fucking screen to just say and do whatever you want to someone who just wanted to be vulnerable and share with her community who she trusted, and for y'all to just dox her and do all that, like, and you wonder why we can't have nice things. You absolute fucking scum of the earth, to just sit there and attack this woman for sharing her story. And if a guy made a joke about that, it would have just not, no one would have bat an eye. They wouldn't have cared. Like, if a guy said, hey, it's a really bad chances, but we did it, but we didn't lose it. Oh man, you guys would have just either brushed it off or just laughed it off with them. Be like, oh, well, get them next time. You guys would have been fucking disgusting and be like, well, that means you can keep trying. Get in there. But because it's a woman sharing her story, y'all just attack her and go the extra mile because you have nothing worthwhile in your life that you want to attack these people because you see that they have joy in their life. I hope you get the karma you deserve and then the help that you need. Because no. You need karma. You need to realize that you're a fucked up person for doing that to somebody, and like you're just terrible people. You just get a joy out of tormenting people for what? So you enjoy seeing someone broken down. You enjoy seeing someone retreat into themselves because they realize that they're not in the safe space that they thought they were in because you weren't hugged enough as a child, or you were hugged too much as a child. Make it make sense. Hey, you're just a terrible fucking person and you have to make that everyone's problem. Like, why? Because you can hide behind a fucking XX username and say whatever you want because you don't feel fulfilled in your life? Why? Why shit on other people's happiness because you can't find your own? Maybe spend that energy looking for it instead of bothering everybody else. Actually go fuck yourself. That's all you can say. Like, not being nice to people who are intentionally violent, verbally violent, physically violent, because doxing someone is extremely fucking dangerous. People are insane. There have been creators who have weaponized their communities. There are people in creators' communities who have taken it upon themselves to find people. What was it? Fucking Sniper Wolf was the one that pulled up to another content creator's house, doxed him just because of a stupid beef while he was streaming. So it's like, you just don't think past your own fucking emotions. Like, why does it, when does that common sense kick in? When do you get that realization of like, what's the point of this? Grow the fuck up. Like, if you have nothing going on in your life, that's your problem. Why attack people who are doing nothing wrong but doing the things that they love? She's not hurting anybody. She was just sharing a moment in her life with her community. And y'all motherfuckers responded with torches and pitchforks. Why? And they're the same motherfuckers that want to talk about how bad everything is. Meanwhile, you're here talking shit, treating everyone like they're fucking here to entertain you. Dance monkey dance. Like, no, these are actual fucking people. And you're not creative. You're not funny. You know? If someone's insulting me and they say some shit that I've never heard before, I'd be like, hey, you know, that was good. That was a good one. But at the same time, who are you to, you know, talk like that? And sometimes there is a banter. There is a banter back and forth between a creator and their chat and their community where it's like, oh, my chat bullies me, blah, blah, blah. But there's just some shit you don't do. That was not bullying. That was verbal assault. And to dox someone's location, I'm very sure is illegal. So, and you go after good people because you know they won't retaliate, which is cowardly. Like, go after someone who you even have a single inkling will retaliate, and you won't. You pick on the small one because you know they won't do anything. Or either they'll brush it off and not do anything, or they'll just, you know, freak out and, you know, be the victim that you want them to be. And it'll make you feel important. If your validation comes from other people, you're never going to be happy, and I feel sorry for you. We're social creatures, I get that. So, you know, there's always that notion of like approval and wanting all that shit from other people. But if this is how you get your validation, you need karma and then help. And that's the moral of the story. Karma and then help. Because you're not going to get off scot-free for the shit that you did. Whoever doxed her, I hope you get severe karma as fast as possible. For the ones that are sending all the terrible fucking comments repeatedly to her for no reason other than because she's a woman, I hope you get karma. Because how dare you? Like, I still understand where all this sexism comes from. Like, if you're insecure in yourself and you think you might be feeling some type of way about some certain things, that's fine, man. It's 2025. You can do whatever you want. But to attack somebody for no other reason other than you think you can, it's a pussy mentality. It's a pussy move. You're messing with someone not because you feel tough, but because you think you can get away with it. That's like if you're a fucking in a video game and all you fight are trash mouths because you're too scared to fight the actual boss. You're a bitch. You know? Like, I don't know what else to tell you. And compared to, you know, a real gamer or a real person, they're gonna look at you like, why do you enjoy doing this? Like, how fulfilling is this to just beat up on someone you see as weaker than you? How sad is your life that this is the only outlet that you have? You need to do better. Become better as people. Like, it's so fucking upsetting that this is where we are in society as people. Like, you guys just don't understand how fucked up you really can be to each other. Or on the other hand, you do, and you just don't care until, you know, it just happens. You know, oh, you bullied someone out of their space. You bullied someone off the internet. Are you proud of that? You're gonna go and fucking tell your mom? You're gonna tell your dad? Or did they abandon you because you're a piece of shit? I hope they did. Like, I don't understand. Make it make sense. Why torment another person just for your own fucking validation? Like, what a sad, terrible existence you actually have. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. But anyways, that wore me out. But that's it for today's B.Y.O.H cast. A little later, but I'll try to be on time next week. I'll try to get more done. Kind of. But, well, I mean, more done. I want to have more to talk about. And I want to have guests on. Maybe you guys will see some Mama Zen. I know she likes to cast. But it's going to be next Sunday. The vlog is going to be up on Friday. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. Take care of yourselves and be your own hero. Bye.